Hi, welcome to Pilates with Abla. This is a short level 1 video focusing on the abdominals. So let's go ahead and get started. Start by lying down on the mat with your feet hip sockets distance apart, parallel. And then deepen your abdominals in and up. So think of drawing your belly button in towards your spine, and then think of threading your belly button upwards towards your waistband. If that doesn't work for you, think of zipping up your abdominals from the pubic bone up to the belly button, like you'd zip up a tight pair of jeans to deepen and flatten your abdominals. Arms go down by your side. Keep your deep, flat feeling, and then lift your right leg up to a tabletop 90-degree bend with your toe pointed. Your abs deepen so much that you can lift your left leg up to meet it. If that doesn't feel good for you with both legs up like this, go ahead and lower one foot down to the mat. Your abs are deepening for single leg toe taps. Take an inhale, lower your right foot to tap the mat, and exhale, lift. Inhale, switch sides, lower the left leg, exhale, lift. Again, if that doesn't feel good, just do one leg at a time and do about 4 on each side. You can also modify by just going about halfway down, because our goal is to deepen our abdominals, not let the abs pooch out, and keep the back flat and not arch. So we're warming up the lower abdominals. It's really important to strengthen those lower abdominals to support your back. Do about 4 more. Or switch sides if you need to. Press your arms into the mat to help you. Really deepen the abdominals to lift the leg. Last one. And then hug your knees into your chest. Bring both legs to tabletop for a modification of the 100s. We're using both the upper and lower abdominals. Arms reach up to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Arms reach by your hips. You're right to the tips of the shoulder blades with a space between your chin and chest. Inhale, lower the head back down. Exhale, deepen your abdominals in and up to curl up. Think of deepening and flattening those lower abdominals as well. Inhale. As you exhale, this time 5 pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, we have 3 more like this. If your neck bothers you, go ahead and take one hand behind the neck. Last one like this. 5 pumps as you exhale the air to pull your abdominals in even more. Now stay up and keep pumping the arms to finish out the 100s. You have 4 more deep breaths, inhaling for 5 counts and exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep breathing. If your neck is bothering you, go ahead and lower your head to the mat, but try to curl up from those upper abdominals with the crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. You have just 2 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, deepen the abs in even more. Try to flatten your abs to the mat. Last deep breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. Pull your abdominals in even more. Curl up 1 inch higher. And then bend your knees and rest your head. Take a little rock side to side. With your hands underneath the hooks of your legs, draw your chin to your chest, and then rock it up to seated position for some half rollbacks. Feet are hip sockets distance apart, parallel. So that's about a fist distance between your feet and knees. Hands lightly underneath the hooks of your knees. Sit up really tall to start. And then tilt back just a little bit so your body is just a little bit behind your sits bones. And then curl the tailbone underneath you. So think of the pubic bone curling upwards towards your face, and then your belly button hollowing in. The head just drops slightly. You still have space between chin and chest. Elbows are wide to start. Take an inhale, pull your abdominals in even more, and curl your spine halfway back towards the mat till your arms straighten. And if they don't completely straighten, that's okay. We want to keep the feet down. As you exhale, stay in your nice round shape and come back up just below the sits bones. So we want to think of a capital C curve from the tailbone up and over to the crown of the head. Inhale, deepen your abdominals, curl halfway back, light grip with those hands. Exhale, pull the abdominals in even more. Stay in your round shape. That's what takes the work to come back up just below the sits bones. You have 3 more. Maybe the hands release if you want a little extra. 2 more. Scoop those abs in even more. Last one, curl it halfway back and hold. Belly button pulls in even more. You should feel those lower abs really working. And then carefully lower your spine 1 bone at a time onto the mat. Maybe use your hands along your legs if you need it, all the way down. And then hug your knees into your chest for some single leg stretch. Place both hands on your right shin. And then curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Find that upper ab curl again. So right on the tips of the shoulder blades. Elbows are wide to the side. Pull the belly button in and up and extend that left leg to a high diagonal. Really lengthen through that leg. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, your abs deepen even more to resist the legs to switch. Inhale. Exhale. Feel like you have a bow and arrow, pulling your bow back as the arrow reaches long. 1 more slow. Abs pull in towards the mat. Try to curl the head and chest up a little higher. And then pick up the pace just a little bit. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Resisting those legs through space as you pull your belly button in towards the mat. Last one. Bend your knees into your chest and rest your head. Maybe rock your spine side to side. Place both hands back on your right shin for a modification of crisscross. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. This time, try to lift your shoulders a little higher off the mat. Elbows are wide. Belly button pulls in. The legs do the same thing. So your left leg will reach to that high diagonal. Now we're gonna work a little rotation, which is so great for the spine. Rotate over to work those obliques towards the right. So you're rotating that left side of the chest over. Inhale, hold both legs as you lift higher through center. Exhale, slowly switch to the other side. So you're rotating over to that left side. Inhale, lift higher, hold both legs. Exhale, rotate that chest all the way over, but anchor your hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Really try to get a deep rotation through those rows by pulling the abdominals in even more. 1 more to each side. Last one. Bend your knees into your chest and lower your head. Take a little rock from side to side. Hands underneath the thighs. Rock it up to a seated position. And we're going to finish with a modified elbow plank, which is so great for the abdominals. Come onto all fours and then place your elbows onto the mat. Think of making a number 11 with your elbows right underneath your shoulders. And then walk your legs back 1 at a time onto the mat. So your feet are digging down into the mat. Pull the abdominals in and up and curl the tailbone under. And then lower your knees towards the mat. So you have a nice long line from the crown of the head all the way down towards your tailbone. In this position, make sure you're not hiking your hips or drooping them. Your body's in one long line, even though your knees are on the mat. So you should still really feel this in those abdominals. Press your elbows into the mat to lift your chest a little bit more away from the mat. Pull the abdominals in away from gravity, away from the floor, and hold for 8, 7. Keep drawing the navel in and up. 6, 5. Lengthen the crown of the head. 4. Curl that tailbone under a little bit more. 3. Scoop the abs in. 2 and 1. And carefully sit back into a child's pose. Your knees are wide, arms are long, head is heavy. And we're just going to finish with a stretch for the abdominals. So carefully lie down on your stomach with your hands underneath your shoulders. And then lift yourself, lift your head and chest off the mat, shoulders down. And maybe this is your stretch right here, kind of a baby cobra pose. Or if it feels good on your body, maybe lift up a little higher, stretching out those abdominals, relaxing the neck, Maybe turn your head side to side, and then carefully lower your head down onto the mat. Push back one more time into your child's pose. Knees are wide, arms are long, head is heavy. And then roll it up through your spine and have a seat on the mat. Take one more stretch, right hand down to the floor, left arm up by your ear, and bend your right elbow and take a nice stretch over to that right side, lengthening that left side body. And then switch sides, left hand down, right hand up, lift up, bend that left elbow, stretch over, should feel so nice in that side body. And then come all the way up. One final breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Pull the abs in and up to sit even taller on your mat. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please don't forget to subscribe so you'll get updates for the latest videos.